Okay. All right. So, This is the Love and Obsession podcast for The Great Gatsby. Welcome to episode 2 with me, Ethan, Lily, Tyson, and Audrey. We will dive into a classic literature. Today, we are exploring Love and Obsession, F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Great Gatsby. And the main objective in this podcast is to dive into the themes for both love and obsession in The Great Gatsby. To discuss, review the complex relationship between Gatsby, Daisy, and Tom. Our goal is to understand how love and obsession drive the characters and their actions in the novel. What happens when love turns into obsession? Join us as we talk about Gatsby's pursuit of Daisy, the shining light of the jazz age and haunting consequences of Gatsby's mindset of ideas in ways that may never exist. Are we driven by love?
No.
Or do we sometimes lose ourselves in the depths of obsessions? Tune in as we dive deep into the hearts of the classic tale. Boom!
Huzzah!
Let's get it. I'm bored.
Alright, guys. Segment 1, Gatsby and Daisy. So, how do we feel about Gatsby's idolization of Daisy?
I think he's a little cuckoo. He's a little crazy.
I think.
I don't think he loves her anymore, to be honest. He just likes, I don't know.
He loves the idea of a perfect world with her, of his exact imagination.
How many years was it that they were together? 4?
5.
I think
Five?
it was 5.
I mean, that's not super long, but like.
He was away at war and everything changed when she
Especially
Yeah,
after
was
she
valid.
got married
Oh yeah.
and had a baby. You can't forget about the baby.
True. How are you gonna like be obsessed over a girl that had a baby with another man? That's married too. Anyway,
Yeah.
get off that topic.
Alright, do you have anything to say, Lily? Oh no. Okay. Okay. So next key point is the role of wealth in Gatsby's obsession. So, anybody have any opinions on that matter?
I think he tried to impress her too much with like the house and stuff.
Especially
it is also a little creepy. How are you gonna buy a house across from her and look at a light?
And
Excuse me, what?
Throw parties every weekend.
Going back to the whole thing of where he was doing too much, like during that one scene in the movie, and I think it also says in the book where they were in the bedroom and he was just constantly throwing clothes at her, and all of a sudden she just starts crying. Yeah.
Why was she crying?
Yeah.
Look at my closet. It's just the same. There's too much in it.
Yeah.
All right. You have anything to say for that one, Lily?
No.
All right. It's just gonna be an endless no's from her.
It's okay.
All right. Any quotes from? I'm sorry.
Any quotes from book?
Yeah.
Yes.
Any quotes from the book illustrating Gatsby's dream of reality?
From book.
Yeah. From book.
From book. Do we have any ideas?
Yes.
Book.
Is there
That's
any
my
quotes?
idea.
Oh well.
I honestly don't.
I don't think-
I don't have my
I don't
book
have
with
any off
me.
the top of my head.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. We can skip that one. That's fine. So, do you guys think Gatsby truly loved Daisy, or was he? What? And this goes back to what you said. Did he love the idea of her? You know.
I think, like I said, I think that he was truly in love with Daisy 5 years ago. You know, he fell in love with the girl. He leaves for war, and I think that the fact that he got turned down, she went and married somebody else, really messed with him a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And he loved the idea of...
I think he felt like he needed to prove himself more than
Yeah.
prove his love.
And at that point, it wasn't love anymore. His love turned into obsession. So, yeah. Still no. Okay. All right. Moving on to segment 2.
Lily, do you think Gatsby's a little crazy or no?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. At least we can
We got a yeah.
put off the nose
Yeah.
streak from her. Tom and Myrtle. All right, guys. What Tom's control over Myrtle in his dual life? Okay. What we got for that one?
Tom was just...
Tom a hoe.
man.
That's what I got.
Well, way to put it out there, Audrey.
Tom was just...
The best way to say it.
He was a madman who only wanted to feel in power and in control
Valid.
of somebody at all times.
That was a good point. Power. He's on a power trip.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a great song, by the way.
What, Power Trip? It is a good song.
But that's all he wanted. He just wanted to feel like he had control
What
over
about-
somebody.
What?
He's
All
a
right.
control freak.
What about adding on to that the destructive nature of the relationship?
Tom and Myrtle.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, first
I don't know.
off,
I think Myrtle only wanted him for his money.
yeah, honestly.
Which, how do you have that much money? You got a girl here, a kid here, and another girl?
Yeah, like.
Where's that money
and he's
coming
going and
from?
buying
I have
this other girl-
$27 in my bank account. I could not do that if I
Buying
wanted to.
This other girl a dog and everything that she wants. No
Oh
way.
yeah, the dog
And getting Nick
using his
set up.
money to win her over.
Yeah.
But like, we don't hear anything about
that
his
was
kid.
that was the weird thing with like Myrtle. I think Tom just kind of thought, he throws some money at her, they hang
Yeah.
out. She's just a side piece. But I think Myrtle wanted him for his money, but also wanted a little bit more to be just a little mistress.
Yeah.
Well, because she did also have a poor
Yeah.
husband.
Yeah.
But he didn't work really hard. I feel like I would rather have somebody that works hard over somebody that just
Has it easy.
gives me a dog.
That's fair.
Dogs are nice, but
All right. So, specific scenes showing Tom's dominance. Is there anything?
oh,
in
when
the
he
book?
smacks Myrtle,
Yeah, when he hits her, because she was saying Daisy's name.
Oh, that was, yeah.
I think.
which I think that scene was all really confusing because how are you gonna cheat on your wife but then get mad when she says her name?
Yeah.
Like,
Kind of like
I don't understand
it's
that,
showing the
I guess.
manipulation and it's showing
Yeah.
his aggressive power.
Because it's like, how do you go to one person and just completely forget about somebody that you're married to?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
I don't. I'm pretty sure
It was
nobody
weird.
does.
I don't think
Yeah.
anybody does.
All right. Well, I would add. Okay.
Come on, Lily.
All right. Okay. So. We
What
get-
did you think about Myrtle? Not Myrtle. Tom smacking Myrtle. Like, do I really care? We don't really care. Do you think it was a little bit manipulative? Yeah, that word. Sure. Yeah. Can we? Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. All right. So, the last question for this section is: how does Tom's treatment of Myrtle reflect his reviews on Love and Power?
Honestly, it seems like Tom thinks
Love is
just a
power
joke,
to
and-
him.
Yeah, love is power. Yeah, that's a great
To
way to
love
put
somebody
it.
is his power. He
Yeah.
knows that he has control over them. He knows that he has them under their wing.
Yeah, once they're kind of attached, he's got them on a leash. They're not going anywhere.
Oh,
Especially back in that
to
time.
say that too.
That's true,
Especially
especially
back in that
in
time.
the time that this was in.
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
nobody was leaving anybody back then. They couldn't.
Times were different.
Daisy also couldn't leave because she knew that that was the only way that she had the life that she had.
Yeah.
She didn't know Gatsby was waiting for her, and even if she did, it was
And then
5
he
years
peer-
ago. Like
and
it
then-
wasn't going to be the same.
And then he peer pressures her on this whole idea of her telling Tom, "I never loved you," which, in fact, when she mentioned she did
Yeah.
at some point, then
I think
it
she was
became-
just trying to convince herself that what was happening wasn't
But it
real,
was too much
and that she
for
needed to
her.
go back to normal. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we all done with this one. Segment 3.
Never mind.
Oh, well. So just
Do
I
you have
know-
any other concluding
I know.
thoughts about all of it?
One thing we talked about with Daisy and Gatsby between their thing, big thing between them is it's crazy to me that at the end of the movie, after Gatsby dies,
Mhm.
Daisy just kind of runs off. I mean,
She
it seems
does.
When they
it acts like nothing happened.
it seems like when they were,
Like, I mean, I get that they weren't that close in that moment, but like, I would be like, did I have something to do with that? And didn't she was the reason.
she was the driver.
I just remembered that. She was the reason that.
And
murder
Gatsby
that
was
hit.
trying to stop the
And
situation,
technically
but
the
it
reason
only
Gatsby
made
got
it
shot.
worse.
But where I was getting with that is, when they were sneaking around, not even sneaking around.
They weren't even sneaking. I feel like
when they were
everybody
hanging
knew.
out at Gatsby's house and everything, they seemed very connected.
Oh,
it seemed
yeah.
like they clicked. And then the second that something doesn't go the way that Daisy kind of needed it to go, Gatsby needed it to go, she just leaves.
Yeah.
Which is
That's some of it too. I don't think it went the way that Gatsby was expecting. Like the whole thing in general. Like,
Not at all.
I don't think
And that's
yeah,
why he was,
just
he was
reach
too
for a
blind.
light and be like, oh, that's
He was
not
too
it.
blind to see what
No.
was actually holding for him in the future.
Bro needs
so.
some glasses.
yeah. And I mean, it's another crazy thing is like in real life, like I want to say in real life, like in today's world, when you get into a relationship and stuff like that, they're always like, oh, don't lose your friends, don't lose,
Yeah.
don't cut ties with people. It seems like as soon as Gatsby had his eyes set right back on Daisy, he started cutting his ties. He started firing all of his servants.
Yeah,
And he
I
was
remember
just
that.
And Nick, he was just using Nick.
Yeah,
People
he
do that a lot
started
too,
using
like
Nick.
when they're in relationships, is just use people around them and be like,
Because
This is
in the beginning, it seemed like Gatsby really cared about Nick. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously he knew he had relations to Daisy, but it seems like he cared about him. And then towards the end, Gatsby was just not who he was throughout the whole movie, especially with firing all of his servants. He's quit throwing all the parties and all that.
Well, that was a lot of information. All right, so last question is, what does Daisy choices tell us about her understanding of love?
I think she knew what was happening. I think she knew. Obviously, you can know something and still be confused because you know the principle of it, but you just don't want to.
Just brush it off.
Yeah,
brush
you're
it
just
off.
like, if I keep pulling it off, it'll work itself out, blah, blah, blah. And I think that towards the end, she kind of knew that it wasn't. That's why she hit Myrtle. That's why she did this and that. That's why Gatsby ended up getting killed, because she knew that whatever was happening wasn't going to really end the way that people thought it was going to.
Yeah, I think she finally had the realization.
Oh yeah. Okay. Anything before we end this podcast, Lily? All right. So, themes of love and obsession in F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Great Gatsby, reveal the complexities of human relationship and destructive nature of desire. Throughout this podcast, we have went over all the segments we needed to figure out the love and obsession and get into deeper detail between Gatsby, Myrtle, Tom, and Daisy, and a little bit of Nick here and there. But hey, that is it for the podcast. Thank you.